Nope. Not till. Okay.
I'm sure you're good.
1 minute.
And counting.
Hey, Dad.
Hey there.
Okay, good to go.
All right, so it's noon, so I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and open it up for citizen comment.
Chair, I'll offer citizen comment. Dan Johnson, Mayor Costa. They reviewed the budget. I didn't have to spend much time on it. Everything seems to be in order. They go back like the last year's budget to everything else. So, yeah, that's great.
All right. No other comments. We'll move on to the public hearing and open that up for the FY 2025 budget and receive testimony. Yeah.
And staff did not receive any.
Okay,
written
that's good.
comments.
Okay. All right, with no other comments, we'll move on to the active agenda. And,
You wanna close the public hearing?
oh, close the public hearing, sorry.
That's okay.
And then open it up to the active agenda. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes of July 9. I'm gonna do it separately because I have a change to that, so I'll open it up and accept a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the budget.
Second.
Or the minutes, we're on the minute.
For the minutes.
Yeah.
The minutes, June 11.
July 9th.
July.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Okay, and then I have a change that I wanted to propose that I actually am on page 3, well, it's the first page of the minutes. Section D, I had her add after Alfred, put the word ask. I think she's already made the change. But
Yeah.
Yep, she told me to bring it up, so. All right, with no other changes. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next item, I'll do the invoices together. So the first one's O'Sullivan Legal PLLC for $132.50. And also the City of Lewiston administrative fees, second half for $15,118.75.
I'll move we pay the invoices.
Second that.
All right, I'll open it up for discussion. No discussion. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next item is review of financial summary, which was handed out today. I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about on here, Shannon.
You will notice that the accounts grew because this was for July. And the June tax payments came in and then were transferred to the URA from the county. So I did make some changes in anticipation for these payouts today. I transferred 700,000 from the state investment pool for East Maine into Twin River National Bank for East Maine so that we can make $900,000 worth of payments. And then I also transferred 300,000 to the state investment pool, 200,000 from Brighton and 100,000 from downtown. I did not transfer any money for East Orchards because we will have expenses. We have anticipated expenses in 2025.
Okay. Anybody have any discussion?
This is the same one as it was in the amendment packet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, with no other discussion, we'll move on. Next item is to approve the FY 2025 budget. Turn it over to you.
Sure. So the board reviewed the budget at the last meeting. It did not change. We simply had to publicize it, which was done twice in the paper as required by Idaho code. We have estimates. I was not able to get better estimates before we had to publicize from Nez Perce County. They had more work this year than usual I believe due to state changes, and so these are estimates based on of increment based on what we had last year. I did bump up the interest due to this state investment pool. My guess is I was very conservative here, so we will probably be bringing in more revenues than I have estimated here. We have the project costs in East Orchard Sewer, and then Brighton downtown. We do not anticipate any project costs. All three of them have administrative costs, that's the city contract, and then everything else. We also have the bond payment in East Orchards. I did ask again to Banner Bank if the secondary bond could be released. Recall we have 400,000 and then we have 228,000 in the restricted account in Banner Bank. I have not received a response.
So, I apologize for not being here last time, but, the project for the East Orchard Sewer District, what exactly are we expecting to do next year?
So we've already authorized it, but it's a rock boring study.
Right,
Because
that's what I was
paying
thinking.
for it, so it's that,
Mhm.
and then possibly bidding out the first round of construction.
Okay, so next year we won't see any like digging and actually placing a sewer. It's
No, we wanted to
it's-
accumulate more funds. to-
Right, okay, got it.
But we'll hopefully be starting that process.
Right, and
Yeah.
probably the next year then will probably be
Correct.
more.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just, for some reason, I was thinking that we would be spending more than that, but.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
Yeah, if we went into construction, we definitely would,
Yeah,
but this would be starting the bidding process.
Was that 17, 18, and 19 or?
Yes.
Yeah.
17, 18, and maybe 19.
17, 18, 19, yep.
Asking for bid documents on all three with the thought that depending on how much has accrued by the time that those are ready, we might be able to do all three or we might just be able to do two, but
I did out 19 as an option.
yeah. That was a discussion based on how much money you guys have in the bank under that project.
All right, any other questions on the budget? I will entertain a motion to approve the FY 25 budget.
All motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Open it up for any more, we already discussed it, so I'll go ahead and just, everybody that approves, say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Okay, motion passed. All right, next item is approval of rebates to tax and entities from the closure of RRAA number 4. And the first one is for City of Lewiston, $516,060 or $60.
Yes, so Butch, we are not able to hear you. I'm not sure if your, it says your microphone's turned on, but we are not able to hear you. I'm gonna share my screen really quick so we can see how I arrived. I just want to show you how I arrived at these numbers. Well, because I have to move in. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here you can see each one of these taxing entities has a percentage. And so what I did is I took, again, not having the July budgets done, knowing how much was coming in with taxes, and then the investments on the state investment pool. I was pretty conservative on the first payout, knowing that we had 2 more. So 900,000 divided by these taxing percentages is how I arrived at the 516,060 to the City of Lewiston, 305,550 to Nez Perce County, 72,180 to school district, and 6,210 to the board. Okay. And so I'll keep track of these on here. These are estimates. of 965. Obviously, we're going above 965 if we're already at 900,000.
All right, so, we'll just approve those all together in one group
Sure,
unless
yeah,
anybody
that'd be
has
fine.
questions. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the 4 rebates to the taxing entities. That's listed.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I'll open it for further discussion.
So you wait till it all comes in before you cut a check or?
So next month, we'll go through the same exercise. And then the month after that will be October. Our fiscal year's closed, if you will. But that means that we've had all expenses paid. And so you do kind of an accrual payment out in October.
Yeah.
Capturing everything in September. And then those documents say everything collected by Nez Perce County after September 30, they have to distribute.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next item is unfinished and new business, so we'll open it up for board member comments. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Joe, how's the board?
Busy activity going on and hurry up and wait on games and that kind of.
All right, anybody have any other comments? No? Okay, we'll open it for staff comments.
Yeah, so we will be making the bond payment this month for the East Orchard sewer. We just make the regular payment because as you recall, we're focusing more on future projects than trying to pay down the bond faster. If that 228 gets released, our agreement with the city is that we will pay them because the URA still owes them about $500,000 from the original bond. So if I hear about that, I'll let you know. Other than that, we will calculate the next round at the next meeting of payments out for East Main.
Can I ask you a question? Whatever happened with that project that was out in East Main that wasn't part of, that we were discussing?
Oh, Willow River property?
Yes.
So if we could eventually, do another revenue allocation area out there. The city is looking to actually, that area, not only for Willow River properties, but other potential developers to the north. There is question about what could and what is the most appropriate way to deliver water and then also sewer to those properties. So as an economic development move, the city is looking to hire an engineer to take a look at that for us so that we can at least get to the point where if a developer came in, we can say, and this is what you will do. It could also inform the URA if the URA chose to want to develop infrastructure more out there, also as an economic development tool. That gets us that much further because right now it's just a big unknown. It's not the only area in the city that we have this issue. There are a couple more. So this is kind of our pilot on this, if you will, to see how successful it is. But we just need to understand a little bit better what that looks like. So they're called PERs, preliminary engineering reports.
So when would we expect to hear back from the engineer?
So they haven't started yet. We're in the negotiation phase with them. And so, I mean, these take quite a long time. I would say at least 6 months. Luke, does that sound right to you?
Before we have a report out. That
Yeah.
was-
Yeah.
Kind of
6 months
depends
to
on
a
how
year.
hard we want to push it and how much information we want in the report.
Yeah, the city's done these before. I think this is a little unique. So again, I'm kind of saying it's a pilot. Just because oftentimes we kind of kick it to the developer to figure this stuff out, but the city wanted to make the move to say, we need to get some projects moving and this is an economic development issue. When we have barely pieces of land and there's just no ability there's so many unknowns, like we can't even tell a developer right now what they have to invest in. So, yeah.
Okay,
So is the water gonna be easier to put in than the sewer or which is easier?
Not necessarily.
So,
Guess that report will tell us, but the water is a big issue out there. Yeah, old maps.
And will the report tell us how many potential developers or, different?
Well, we already kind of know that, based on land use and the ability to, Katie went through that exercise of looking at how many lots could be developed there. If you had water, if you had sewer.
Gotta be for more than one developer if we're gonna look at it.
Oh, what we're looking at is for an area.
Perfect. Awesome, thank you. Is anybody else have any comments? Katie, you have anything you want to add to that? Okay. All right, with that, that's it. Concludes our meeting, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
You have a second?
Second.
All right.
We wouldn't want it to have been late for this one.
All those in favor say aye. All those- Motion passed. We're adjourned. Fast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, that was very fast.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Exciting part.
It's kind of an affirmation, you already looked at this stuff earlier.
This is the bond payment.
Actually been kicking on it for months. Joe, you ever flown into Cabin Creek?
Yes, I have.
I got that flag out of there with little aviation a couple weeks ago.
Did you hike in and then fly out?
Go to Oregon,
Oh, okay.
46 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really interesting, well, if you ever flew in, it's very interesting, because you do this figure eight pattern. He may have told you.
And the outliner was,
Yeah, and then once you go past this one rock, it's got this tree sticking out of it. You're like committed, because it's a box canyon,
Yeah.
and it sounds scarier than it is. When I did it, you know, I had all the gouge, we did the figure eight, and we came in, and we went fast, and then you kind of follow the train down to the thing there, but it's beautiful there. And there's some good fishing. And down the river, go right down there.
cousin, the mile high out, it's the mile high out.
Mhm.
There.
We don't need to sign out.
Anyway, they were taking the stuff